if we go the indie publishing route, we
Yeah.
should get some quotes from our ARC readers and put them on the cover.
Yeah, that would be super
I
fun.
think that'd be
That would
cool.
actually be really cute to do inside the cover, inside the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that would be and give them all like fun little things like Sherry, mother of 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Joanne works at a craft store.
I'll get my mom one too, and then it's just
There you go.
Darcy's mom.
She's a mom. 5 out of 5. You're a dummy if you don't buy it. Support my child.
Do it.
That would actually, okay, seriously though, that would actually be super cute and such a sweet way to be able to like honor and thank the beta readers or the ARC readers or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe the beta readers. Maybe the beta readers, it could be for them instead of the ARC readers. Hey guys, and welcome to the Untitled Workin' Podcast. I am your co-host, Lauren.
And I am your co-host, Darcy.
Today, we decided to bring you guys into a conversation that we are having amongst ourselves. It is an ongoing conversation, so this is definitely a part 1 of something. I have no idea how long this conversation is going to take. Not for today's episode, but just in general, because we are wrestling through whether or not to go the indie publishing route or the trad publishing route for Unholy Vows.
Dun,
So
dun,
we
dun.
wanted... I know. I know. It's like scary and terrifying. Both options freak me out so much in a good way, but it's just like, So, we just wanted to kind of bring you guys into the conversation we're having, because this might be a conversation you're having either with, friends and family, if you're a solo writer, with your co-writer, if you have a co-writer. There's pros and cons to both, and I honestly don't think that there is one right answer for this, which is why we're wrestling through whether or not this is a good fit for the book Unholy Vows specifically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many big things to talk about when it comes to it. Darcy, what are some of the big draws for you for Unholy Vows specifically? For the indie versus the trad? What are some the pros and cons on your end? Because I know I've got a couple thoughts, but they're not fully
Yeah. Well, I definitely think pro-wise for indie publishing is fully the fact that you have full control.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You make the decisions, you set the release time, you don't have to wait for somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
That's the biggest pro for me for indie publishing.
Yeah.
As well as I'm not personally super in it for the money. I mean, we are for project related reasons, but personal money really related
We'd
reasons.
like to break even, please.
Yes. we want these projects, the money for the projects, but
yeah.
Personally, I want us to be able to share our stuff. So it's not the biggest reason, but definitely a second pro is that you generally end up with more royalties when you do independent publishing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, neither of us are trad published, obviously. So as far as what we know about trad publishing comes from either internet research or our writing friends or the writing guests that we've had on, and just kind of the stuff that they've shared with us about all of that. I think on average, and again, this is just a generalization, on average, I think independent authors make about 3x more per book sale than traditionally published authors. And it's purely because the publishing agencies take so much of the royalties because they're also covering so much financially up front. So, I mean, that's one benefit of the trad publishing route, is that you don't have to make as much back for yourself for what you're out. You aren't really out anything out of pocket right out the gate. But when you do bring on a trad publishing team, you are basically waiting a lot longer to get any additional money, because if you get an advance of any kind, that advance has to be paid off back to the publishing house to cover all their expenses of the editor, editors, the graphic designer, the marketing, any of that stuff that they do.
And then your agents, when you have an agent that helped you get into the publishing, they generally take 15% of your royalties. It's not part of what the publishing agency takes.
Yeah.
So that's another chunk off of what you're making.
Yeah. I think we found that on average, trad published authors make about 10% of it. So then you're getting 15% less of that 10%, which is going to your agent on average. Again, this is an average. Different agents have different rates, different fees. I think or not fees. There should never be a fee to work with an agent.
Just their like actual contractual money, like for doing
right,
their
like
job.
what they get for doing their job. Right. That's why they should be 100%. All agents should be on a commission-based thing because they make money when you make money. You should not be paying an agent.
Yeah.
No one's told you yet. Do not pay an agent to be your agent. They don't get dollars up front. They get commission.
They get money because they sold your book to sell.
Yes.
That's why they get money.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah. Please don't.
But so on the flip side of that too, you have with like with Unholy Vows, right? If we do trad publishing, although the pros of having more leeway, more control, you can also look at the money standpoint on the pros for trad publishing because you get more money up front.
Yeah.
Because you get a sign-on bonus. And you have, depending on how big the publishing company is, you have backing on marketing and selling the book. So you are more likely to sell more copies and have more people know about your book.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I struggle with the most of like the marketing side. So like for me, just to back up a little bit, for me, the big thing or actually for us, we've talked about this in the past. One of the big things that we definitely have said that we would appreciate help with or a better understanding of is marketing. Like we've had some reels and some YouTube shorts and stuff take off and I literally have no idea why. Like I literally texted Darcy, I'm like, I have done nothing different. I am so confused. This one's doing well for some reason. I don't know why. So it's like they have professionals who like professional marketers that do this for not just your book, but dozens and dozens of other books. Like their job is to stay on top of trends and understand algorithms and be able to create content or help guide you in creating content. But at the same time, it's all stuff that we could learn. It's all stuff that we could do theoretically. I still haven't figured it out. Hopefully we'll have a social media marketing person guest on to help guide all of us in this because it's definitely one of the top things I hear from like writers on Threads and Instagram and TikTok and all the other places where we are, as well as just in the day-to-day of like talking to people in person of like marketing
is the hardest part.
Yeah, it's a beast. Like
yeah, especially if you don't have like a ton of money to fork out up front to do like Google ads and stuff.
That or you're trying to come up with like new ideas for the project of like how to get it out there, different ways to tell the same story that you have written out, which ironically enough is like something I get so frustrated about with myself is that I can see someone else's book or like project and I can come up with, I'm not kidding, like a dozen really fun, engaging, unique grassroots style marketing campaign ideas. And then I look at ours and I'm like, what do I do with you?
Speak to me.
No, for real. I don't. It's so annoying. But
well, the hard thing about it too, like, because you've had some really good ones, like the stuff for the nostalgia of you that we still have to like roll out when we start kind of remarketing that
in the fall.
Yeah, is like some of those are really good and I love them. And then like the little shorts that we were talking about doing for UV, I think those are excellent. It's the issue you run into is there's two of us.
Yeah.
And a lot to do.
Yes. Yeah. So marketing, that would be one area where I think it would be beneficial to have somebody else helping us. And if you go through the traditional publishing route, you're not having to pay for that up front. But I've also heard people that are traditionally published that don't get any marketing help. So that's an element too of like, it's kind of a toss up if you go that route, whether or not you will get the support that you want and need. Like Melody Godfred, the poet that came on last season, she's traditionally published and she was, coordinating some of her own podcast interviews with people. So it's like she was already having to do some of the work and she mentioned in her episode, which if you haven't had a chance to listen to it and you really enjoy poetry or you want a perspective on both trad and industry, because she has been both traditionally and independently published. She started out indie and she moved into trad. She just has some really great insights, but it's interesting because you would think that going the trad route, you would have the full spectrum of support. But social media is such a behemoth, and there's so many different places you can be on there that it's like, I imagine for a marketing person, they just can't keep up with all of that. Like, it's probably just too expensive to have people on that can do all of the books on all of the platforms and all of the, because then you also have like traditional marketing of like, I don't even know what to say for traditional marketing. What happened before our time?
Well, you've got like ads and like the paper and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, book ads and stuff like that. Another harder thing too, like if we went with the trad publishing route, right, with Unholy Vows, that I worry about is the publishers having creative control over the project. Since we aren't just sticking to a book format and we're going to be transitioning into a movie format eventually, they would kind of have a say in who we go with, who we get as sponsors, who we...
Well, I don't know that they would, to be honest, because like I think that their biggest thing is just the publishing of the book itself, because one person that I was looking at bringing on as a guest, he's actually moved over to a rights and distribution wing of a big indie publishing company. And so there's a whole separate division, which is where I think your literary agent comes into play, of like your literary agent should be the one going to and finding production houses and companies to pick up your book to turn into a movie. So I don't know that the publishing house has anything to do with that, unless maybe there's like a crossover connection of like, one example I can think of is Suzanne Collins's Hunger Games. She had an original book cover, and then when the Hunger Games movies came out, there was a re-release with a new book cover with like, updated style, art design, etc.
Because
so
I know
maybe that.
Yeah, because I know they usually, the publisher retains like the cover designs, character art, marketing. They retain like all of that creative, right? So I don't know if that like transitions over into the movie rights, which I worry about.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it does. We'd have to ask somebody, but from the experiences I've had in the film industry, I don't even know that like I haven't run across that where it was the same people at play.
Well, we'd also get less like... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we'd also get less like control over the movie itself, because if we went with a big production company, they're gonna hire on their own directors and executive producers, and this project kind of started out as our resume for that portion of things.
Yeah.
So we might lose that.
And at that point, I think it's just a conversation between like, are we going for a bigger budget that a production company, like I feel like those conversations are so far down the line because there's so many other things that come into play for something like that, if you can even get access to some of those things. And that's part of this conversation too, right? Like, it's if we could get trad published, would we want to go that route? Like, we could send out 100, 200, 300 query letters and get 0 literary agent representation. And then we could get an agent, and then they could spend 6, 8, 12 months trying to market our book to editors and production or publication houses, and nobody wants it. Like, so there's that element too of like, if you go the gatekeeper route, right, or the middleman route, or the multi-layered, multifaceted, I don't want it to sound like we're bashing trad or anything, like, but if you go through, no, we're trying to talk about if we want it. Don't do it. They're going to watch this. They'll be like, well, we wanted that book, but those girls, I don't know about that.
No. Disclaimer, that was a joke.
But that's another element of it, is it just takes so long. So it's like, our goal is to release this in October. So even if we started querying in the next couple of months, with, some of the, like 30% of the manuscript done, first draft, is that something where we could get an agent in time, where they could pitch it in time? I mean, I would be okay moving the deadline or like the release date to like February of next year if we went the trad publishing route, because I think it still ties in with that, with the romance element.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sit on this. I don't want this floating around for like another like 12 months after we finish it this summer, or like
especially because we want to go the movie route, and we want to have the IP of the book published out there so that people can read it, and well, hopefully people will read it.
They're gonna love
so
it.
Then they'll get excited for the movie.
oh gosh, please.
So
I'm already feeling that like feeling.
Yeah. Another thing to think about too.
Mm-hmm.
New York Times bestseller. You can only do that if you're trad published.
Yes. Yeah, I did read that, and that was actually a big one for not for me in the sense that like I want like accolades or anything like that, or I want to pursue that route. Like if we went this route and it was successful and it got no awards, it did not become a New York Times bestseller, I would be totally fine with that. I don't
Yeah.
really care specifically. I just feel like that would make it more attractive to
Yeah.
people who would be interested in looking at doing a book to movie adaptation. That's literally the only reason I can think of like wanting to do that. Not that if someone wants to be a New York Times bestselling author, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no. Just
I'm
for
just saying
this
for me,
specific
motivation.
project.
Yeah, for this project, the motivation would be how do you make it more interesting or engaging or desirable
Because that's a
to
good
invest.
selling point.
Yeah.
I'm a New York Times bestseller, which means, what is that, like 10,000 copies in the first week of publication?
I think so. I think it's pre-orders and first week of sales of the book have to be around 10,000. What I found said that it varies depending on like the month and or I think the genre, but the two things that I consistently found, and if you're trad published or if if you're a literary agent or you're a publishing house and you know exactly how it goes and it's different than what we're saying, please comment below. We'll add a disclaimer or something if it's actually different. Or we'll update it in the next episode. But from what I saw consistently, it was like that you needed to be traditionally published and that you needed to have, I think it was between like 5 and 10,000 depending on, but I just put the top on there as the like thing to shoot for because it's like if you don't hit, if you think it's 8,000 and it ends up being 10,000, that'd be a bummer.
Yeah, that would be such a bummer.
You're like, I did it, and they're like, actually,
haha, JK, you're New York Times second bestseller.
Yeah. Is there? I don't think there's a runner-up place. There's a silver medal for that one.
No, you're just it or not. So
yeah, you're just published. That's it. That's all you get.
Hey, you got published. You sold 8,000 copies, which is still impressive.
Yeah, I would still be down with that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that's the hard part. It's just like, I don't know. So the benefit of indie is that we get to have full creative control. We do have to pay out up front, so that's a downside, is that you're kind of throttled by your resources.
Yeah.
But what are some of the like skill sets and resources we have that would help like lower the barrier or eliminate some of those struggles if we went the indie route?
Well, I mean, we've already done it once, so we sort of have insider knowledge on like the process at least, right? And like and what not marketing very well does. And hey, even not marketing well, we sold almost 50 copies in the first 2 months, or so like that, or a month and a half. Like that's a great amount of books to sell.
And that's also with both of us taking one of those months off. So in about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of actually marketing, we sold about 50 copies.
So not terrible. But we have more insider knowledge on the fact that we have to figure out ways to push it because we have to figure out ways to like market it to like other areas, which so insider knowledge on that is really helpful.
Yeah.
And then marketing wise, I mean, we are both two very creative individuals. So we should technically, you would think, have the the talents and the skills to do that.
We do. It's just, do we have the time? That's the hard part.
That is the hard part. What else would we have? Well,
I edit, so copy editing and world building, world development editing, big picture editing. We've got that we can do. I mean, obviously, having a different set of eyes, period, on it would be really helpful for catching typos and things that we've just become too used to notice. But if we have a good amount of ARC readers or beta readers, not ARC readers, beta readers, we could be able to maybe compensate a little bit for that. Obviously, you can't rely on beta readers to be, as thorough or notice the stuff that a copy editor would. There's a reason people hire them.
The end all be all.
it would at least, maybe catch a couple things. Which speaking of, I already had 2 people actually say they really want to be beta readers for us. So
nice.
yeah,
that's awesome.
I think we'll probably have to throttle how many beta readers we have just so it's not out there for everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe like 10, 15 people, maybe 20 tops. But yeah, we've already got 2.
That's cool. We'll
Yeah.
because when the time comes too, we'll probably have like a little like application you guys can apply. We can see.
Yeah. And ARC readers. I definitely want to do ARC readers as
ARC
well.
readers for sure.
Gotta research that one a little bit more so we can do that better than last time. Because last time we kind of just like threw it together and it wasn't as thorough as I was hoping it would be. So
just the nostalgia of you was
we did
fast, and it was a very fast train on very not put together tracks.
Oof, yeah.
But we did it, and we sold almost 50 copies. So
I think that's a testament to the people that love us rather than our marketing abilities.
Look, I thought it was only going to be 10, so
that's a win then. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a win.
My name's on a book. That's
our first novella, and it's a novella, so it's like I don't think it technically counts as our debut novel because it's a different, it's about half the size, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
So
it's about half the size of like traditional like novel length.
Yeah. Yeah. So we still get our debut novel. We're giving ourselves the runway for it. Yeah. I think those are some of the areas that I think we can do some really cool stuff. I think you and I can come up with some really fun and cool marketing videos. It's just more do we have the time and capacity to execute on them? Because we've already talked about so many ideas we have.
Yeah, it's finding the time, which when we get to the like marketing portion of it this time around, if we've planned it out well enough for ourselves, like I'm going to be not super like time constraint writing when you're editing, because you'll be editing and then I'll go back and do my thing. So I'll have a little bit more free time to play around with the marketing things, which will help.
Yeah. Honestly, our goal is that by the time we get to the end of the manuscript, which is technically draft 1, I think, it'll actually be rough draft 2, because as you're writing, I will be doing big picture editing, and then you'll be going back and referencing and updating things as you continue to keep writing. And then hopefully that way we have a matte manuscript. It's not polished, but it's matte.
That's great. I love that. It's a
matte finish.
It's a matte finish. It's beautiful. And then we'll just go back and polish it up.
We'll just keep polishing it. Just keep rubbing it like Aladdin's genie lamp. Just be like, please.
Please be perfect and good and beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Gotta go for that matte finish manuscript, guys.
There you go. Matte finish manuscript.
Okay, so what would have to change about our current plans if we went the trad route? I already mentioned that we would have to most likely be more flexible on our publication date, our release date. Again, I really would only want to do that. I say that now. We'll see if that changes if we even go that route. But I would kind of only want to do it if we were only pushing it to like February of 27. Otherwise, I really want to keep it on track for 26. But again,
well, our writing and editing schedule would change, because we'd have to get the first manuscript out, and then they have generally, publishing agents, they usually edit, the publishing companies.
The publishing, but we'd have to go, if we went the trad route, the goal would be to have a literary agent by the time the manuscript is done so that we can hand it off to them pretty quickly.
Yeah, so they get the matte manuscript.
Yeah, the matte manuscript, so that they could start promoting it and pitching it and trying to sell it around town.
Just town. That's it.
Around the U.S., wherever the
nobody
town
else gets
is.
It. No, none of you get it. Just town.
Yeah. Just the town.
Just the town. All 50 of us.
That actually might also even change like our ability to do beta readers and ARC readers. I don't know what the rules are around that for a literary agent, like something trad published.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times, if I'm not mistaken, which I very well could be, I think
disclaimers everywhere.
I really think ARC and beta reading is more independent author basis, because I think once you have it read by Well, they send it out. They have their own sort of ARC readers, right? Because you get books that have like quotes on them.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Trad does have ARC readers, but they handle all of that from my understanding.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because it's usually like other bigger things that they can quote, like different like magazines, different stuff like that. Because that's where they get those book quotes, like where it's like written like fun, thrilling, sexy.
Yeah. Is that going to be our book quote for ours? The top 3 words to describe this: fun, thrilling, sexy.
Maybe
in this non-spicy rom-com.
Maybe cute, sweet, depressing.
No. Man.
Gross. Gory.
Gross. Well, that's going to be one of my words to describe zombies. Gross.
You know, if we go the indie publishing route, we should get some quotes from our ARC readers and put them on the cover.
Yeah, that would be super fun. That would actually be really cute to do inside the cover, inside the book. And then, that would be... And give them all, like, fun little things like... Sherry, mother of 3. Joanne works at a craft store.
I'll get my mom one too, and then it just Darcy's mom.
Darcy's mom. 5 out of 5. You're a dummy if you don't buy it. Support my child.
Do it.
That would actually, like, seriously though, that would actually be super cute and such a sweet way to be able to like honor and thank the beta readers or the ARC readers or whatever. Yeah. Or maybe the beta readers. Maybe the beta readers, it could be for them instead of the ARC readers.
I like that because then because it'll be a smaller group because ARC readers are usually like a larger portion. Yeah. And they're the ones that are going to, like, the beta readers are going to be the ones that are, like, really getting in the nitty-gritty of trying to help with the editing when they spot it.
Yeah, I definitely want to ask our beta readers to give us a little bit more info as they go, like making comments, kind of like what I do when I'm, editing and stuff, or even noting different things. They're like, I don't understand this or whatever. Again, not editing, but just like giving us feedback on it so that we know, so that, before we get it to the ARC reader stage, we can do any more final polish.
Yeah. Gotta make it shiny.
Yes, I want it to be so good. Yeah. Well, not too shiny because they're zombies, but
imagine
that's vampires.
Zombies.
Ugh, gross.
Edward Cullen, we're coming for you.
No, oh no, stay far away, Edward. I don't want you.
Do you? No, that's a rabbit hole. I was about to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, let's not. We don't have time. Good catch though. Man, we are getting better at this, Darcy. We are going to be professional by the end of this season.
It was a great catch, but I'm telling you right now, the question's eating me alive.
Okay. Throw it out there, but I won't respond. We won't respond, and then we'll think about it. And the next time I'll see you later this week for writing.
Yeah, that's true. And then, our listeners can comment their opinions.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. You guys talk for us so we don't go down this rabbit hole. Yeah. Okay, go for it. What is
the question? If the zombie apocalypse happened in a world where the Cullens existed, could vampires become zombies? Could they feed on zombies?
Oh, interesting.
Or
I have thoughts now. Dang it.
You're not allowed.
Guys, you have to comment so that I don't.
You can just comment on your...
I'll comment on it. I'll comment on my own post. It's just be like a really long... Oh my gosh, can you imagine the fan fiction of like blending Unholy Vows world with the Cullens world?
That'd be wild, actually.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we can't
Matilda would
stay
hate
on
Bella.
This. Oh no, yeah, no, I don't think...
She'd love Edward, though. He's very...
I don't... Okay, no more.
No, okay,
no.
Anyways,
we're going
sorry.
down the trail. Guys, help us stay on track. You gotta comment your thoughts. Okay. We were doing so good, Darcy.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. That's actually really interesting. We'll have to explore that more. Okay, so... Again, this is just this is going to be an ongoing conversation, but I think that lays out pretty well what our thoughts are around indie, what our thoughts are around trad, how right now we can see that impacting things. We just came up with a really fun idea for our beta readers and the book, so we got to make sure to write that down somewhere so we don't forget. I think that's it at this point. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's it at this point. it's definitely an ongoing conversation. So we'll.
And anybody else that has like, if they have experiences with trad or indie, and you have any like advice or anything that you can offer us, please feel free. Like, there's no such thing as unsolicited advice on our videos. Well,
you say that.
Well, disclaimer.
Disclaimers.
Don't be mean.
Don't be mean.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But other than that, please give us your advice.
Other than that.
So, Lauren, what
Darcy,
are your writing goals for the next week until we see everybody again?
Yeah, that's right. We do have writing goals. We have a pretty packed schedule for this year. Yeah, so writing goals for between now and the next time we see everybody would be world building. I think we need to do world building / story emotional beats. So it's kind of a multi thing. That might be a couple of weeks of stuff. You and I are probably working on that for the next little while, and I need to finish some of the character development we have been doing. I've added a ton in there that I need you to look at. And you've added some stuff that I need to look at. So
yeah, so
this is producer Lauren coming in.
Do it!
Get it done! Let's stick to the goal!
So, yeah. So that's my goal.
What have you got?
Finishing the character development portion of things and then getting started on the world building.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said you had some ideas for some scenes, so I'm excited to hear that too, because I've got some things just kind of like swimming around, but they're not very well formed yet, so.
I do have ideas. I do. Sorry, it took me a second. I was like, did I say that?
There's no other Darcy I talk to. It's just you.
I do have ideas. I do. I do. I just didn't remember telling you that. So I was like,
okay. I think you said it in one of the last episodes.
You probably.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to call you out here. This is turning into a roast.
My face is bright red now. No, I do have scene ideas. So
yeah,
I'm excited to go over those with you.
Yeah. Can you share anything about the ideas? Giving anything away?
So one of them is actually going to be a fun little scene idea that I have about Matilda and Candace. Before Candace went off and did whatever she did.
Okay, cool. All right, we won't spoil it, but I'm excited. Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up though.
Okay.
Do you have any other thoughts or anything else you want to say? About the topic.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay. Come on, Darcy.
I think. No, I gotta be serious. This is such a serious comment. Okay.
So serious.
Don't make that face.
Right.
Okay. The biggest thing to remember when you are picking the direction that you want to go with your publishing is picking the best direction for you and your vision. Because everybody will tell you what they think you should do. Sure. But if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. If trad's not going to work for you because you want all this freedom and you have these things set in motion already that you want to do, and they're going to stop you from doing it, then do your independent publishing no matter what anybody tells you. And if other people are like, you have to do independent publishing because this book would be better independently published, but you want the sort of safety net. It's not a fully a safety net because there's issues with trad publishing, but if you want the safety net of trad publishing, go that route too. Like, don't ever let anybody tell you which route to go because it's your story.
Word of encouragement of like, if you do have a literary agent and you have a project that's, kind of dead on submission, it's been out there for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 15 months, and it's just not getting any traction. That doesn't mean that it's a bad story. It just means it may not have fit with trad, and you can go the self-published route. Like, there are so many resources out there. We're walking through the process if you guys want to join us with that. And like, you may have an amazing story that just needs you to share it instead of a literary agent. Don't be afraid of going the indie route just because there is more to it than the trad route. If you believe in your story and you think it's amazing, like, just embrace it and step into the wild west of indie publishing. Because if it's dead on submission anyways, if no one's going to see it because your literary agent isn't able to promote it, or it's been out there for so long that it isn't able to go that route, like, think about going and publishing it yourself. Like,
your story's worth reading. You wrote it. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into that thing. Your story's worth reading.
All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up for us. As always, you can find us on the major podcasting platforms like Spotify, Apple iTunes, YouTube. We have videos, so if you guys are listening, amazing. If you want to watch, that's also an option. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and on Apple iTunes, as well as on YouTube, and comment on these videos, on the shorts that we post, the reels, the main podcasting episode. Let us know what is resonating with you, what's not. Throw your questions in there. Let us know what it is that you're hoping to get some guidance on, and then hopefully we'll be able to bring in these guests that are able to speak to that stuff. So
heck yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Trying to avoid that. With great power comes great responsibility line.
Yeah, I had to do it. It was...
I was trying to go the Tom Holland, Peter Parker. There's like, when you can do the things that I can do, but you don't, as opposed to the great responsibility.
Well, I did it anyways. Here.
All right. We did like the No Way Home Spider-Man vibe right there. You said it one way, I said another way.
Perfect. The multiverse of madness. Oof, we're going to get copyrighted so hard. Guys, remember, everyone's a work in progress. It's a process.
What? Wait, can you do that one again? It got like super like...
I ASMR'd that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was trying
to be the funny. Blooper reel.
Okay. Remember, guys, everybody's a work in progress. It's a process.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye. Darcy, I forgot to tell you, we got our first comment. Woo! Well, at least on like YouTube, Instagram, the platforms I'm managing. I don't know anything about TikTok.
Yeah, well, we have a couple comments on TikTok. But...
Okay, that's great. No, I'm excited. People are like engaging. It's not just likes and views now. We're getting comments. Yeah. So this comment was from Bev. Shout out to Bev.
Shout out to Bev.
Yeah, and she actually just shared some really great stuff about her thoughts and takes on the reel from the industry stuff. But I'm like so excited somebody like is interacting with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, that's so I love it. Yeah.
Way to go, Bev.
Yeah. I love it. This is great.
I'll get some the 3 comments we have on TikTok. I'll get their names next time, and we can give them a shout out too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah. Woo.
Sweet.